Welcome back to the channel. Today we wanted to just sit down and have kind of some update time with you because we've had a lot of kind of big things happening and we wanted to give an update. Uncle Steve is shooting. We're trying to figure out what it is. It sounds so small that it's not even a 22. It's like Uncle Steve has a BB gun out. That's what it sounds like. Not really sure, so we'll keep talking. If you hear that in the background, it's pretty normal as far as ambient noise goes here where we live. Yeah, so there has been a lot of change, a lot of big things going on this entire summer and the last few months in our life. The big news on my part is I recently found out that I am pregnant. Me and Nick broke up after I found out. We are not together, but I understand that we both have the child's best interest in mind, and I'm not going to speak for Nick because I don't want people speaking for me, so I'm not going to speak for him. It's not fair. So I think we all feel I think we're excited. There is definitely excitement. I understand that it's not what my plan was. I wouldn't say that this is exactly what fit in my life plan, but I would say that as a child of Christ, we all make mistakes, and nobody is perfect. And the most important thing for me right now is my relationship with Christ and living a life for Him. And I am excited. I'm very happy to have a support system, and I think it'll all turn out okay. I think it'll be fine. And as far as anything that you might say that would be mean-spirited or negative, there's nothing that you can say to me that I've not already said to myself. No sort of negativity that's not already come through my head from Katie's voice to Katie, to myself. So none of that will be necessary. And I'm just going to move forward. We're going to move forward. Yeah, and you know, at this point, we appreciate your prayers. And as you know, we're always praying for you. But we would appreciate your prayers, and we hope and expect that your comments will reflect that. We don't need any negativity. So other things that we've had going on, we got some good news about Granny. Of course, you know, finding out that she had cancer was just kind of flooring after Miss Cindy just passing away from cancer. So there's been a lot of anxiety about that. You know, what if she gets the same news? Basically, you'll just eat up with it. There's nothing we can do for you. But she definitely got some better news, which was great, and we've been really happy about. So the doctor said that it doesn't seem like it's stage 4. It doesn't seem like it's spread that much. We're still waiting on an MRI kind of her whole pelvis because it is like cancer in that area. And then that will let them know if that mass is kind of what's going on with it. But the doctor said that they think they could shrink it with chemo and radiation, and then that it maybe could be removed. So I just felt so hopeful about that because I thought, even if, you know, because she's old and feeble, and I thought even if she can't stand the surgery, you know, even if she could just shrink it, that would remedy the problems that she's currently experiencing. So
due to the cancer.
Due to the cancer. So it just feels very hopeful. And after just having to go through that, you know, with our other grandma, still, of course, not really over that, but it's nice to, you know, have a little bit better news regarding that. So
I do think it's there's been a lot. I would say this summer has been very you know, I think as a believer, there can be a lot of reward even in trials and tribulation. So I would say there's been things about it that have been incredibly humbling and rewarding, but I would say there's things that's been very hard. So Granny's positive, or maybe you should say more positive prognosis was something good for us all to hear.
Absolutely.
And as far as she's doing, she's hanging in there pretty good. You know, she really is probably like the toughest person that I know. I know she's experiencing a lot of just like tired and fatigue, but other than that, she's trooping in there, hanging in there pretty good, crocheting and kind of doing what she always does, watching the westerns, eating as many ears of corn as she can in one day. Yeah. She likes doing that. So we will wait. We do have upcoming appointments with her. Actually, this week we go for the MRI because that will be more information as to what's going on with the cancer. And then very soon, I think like next week soon, is the appointment with the surgeon. So of course we can give you more details when we have them,
but we'd appreciate your prayers on that too.
Right, as far as her, we just want her to be hang in there and not have to experience any suffering and pain. So prayers for comfort, prayers for guidance as to what to do, because every doctor's appointment gives more new information, and then there's a decision to be made with the information. So
absolutely. Other things, I'm trying to think. Garden wise, we'll have a video coming out next week about me and Austin's garden. Mom and Dad were able to come over, and we planted just a few things for fall, and so that's exciting, and that was fun to have them over, so you can look out for that video. And I'm really hoping that I can make soap soon. I've had a lot of people ask, and just so much going on. When we found out about Miss Cindy being sick, I don't think I've made soap since March, so it's been a while, but I'm hoping to be able to make that soon, because I love to make it, especially with fall coming up. I'd like to do some more fall scents. I'm looking forward to fall. I've been like baking a lot of stuff recently, and
Corey has been. I've been the lucky recipient of some of it.
I've been like on a roll wanting to try stuff, and it occurred to me yesterday, oh, I could start trying some pumpkin spice stuff, because I love pumpkin stuff. So I've been working on that. And then
I was gonna say, but speaking of pumpkins,
oh yeah, I mentioned this in one of Mom's videos, but I just wanted to show y'all, because these colors are just fun to like look at together. So of course these are not quite pumpkins yet, as you can see, and it's funny because you crochet them flat first, and it's like, how would this be a pumpkin? But it will, because you sew up one end and then you stuff it and you sew up the other. But I've just been making all the flat things first and getting that out of the way before I do that, and then you can like see the colors better, you know, when it's all together. So eventually this will become a set of pumpkins, and I think those colors are fun. I like the teal.
Yeah, I'll hold these up to make sure everybody could see like the I really like those colors. And as far as the pumpkins go, this is kind of my mindset, when you choose colors that are fall themed, and it's less, which there's nothing wrong with like the black and the orange of Halloween, but when you choose colors like this, I feel like it's more of a year-round thing. I feel like you could put them out as soon as fall starts and keep them out.
And I have so many ends. You have to leave really long tails, so that way that's what you sew them up with. So I have like some really long tails, but I've been working on that. And then what have you been working on?
Well, speaking of pumpkins, every year for the last several years, I started a long time ago. I make little pumpkins too, little pumpkin necklaces, and they look like little jack-o'-lantern faces, and they have different little shaped teeth, and some of them have 3, some of them have 4.
They're so cute.
Some of them have 2, and I usually pick different little stones like garnets or amethyst or something like that for the eyes. So I always tell myself every year, I'm like, I'll start earlier because they're just so fun to make. It's something that brings me a lot of joy. So soon I will start the pumpkin overtime, because I know usually every year I have a lot of people ask me, are you going to make the pumpkins again? I didn't get one last year. And I make them little ones, big ones. I've made the ghosties with eyes. I've made the little witch hats, all just kind of Halloween or fall themed stuff. I've actually, this week, I'm going to finish a final order for some enamel. Enameling is a different type of jewelry medium and technique that I've never done before. I actually know quite a bit about it. I've just never done it. So that's something that I have decided to just kind of jump into and learn, because it's gonna give me the ability to do some stuff with different colors. So then I could actually incorporate some like fall colors or Christmas colors, spring colors into some of my work. Also have a sneaky suspicion about still thinking about making fishing lures and how I could use enamel for that. So that's something I'm doing. Stay tuned. It's something fun. I think creativity is a gift, and it's a blessing from God, because it's fun, it's enjoyable, it's something that you can do and have a product that you can see, and I think that's very enjoyable. So it seems like there was one other thing. I guess I could give, I know so many people have asked me, well, what about your truck? Well, what did you do? Well, what was the finished product? Because I never showed anybody. I never told anybody. I've been driving it quite a bit, and it drives really good. I enjoy riding in it. Doesn't have any air conditioning. Actually, in fact, all the air conditioning stuff is there. A lot of the times it's missing in those old trucks. It's just I'd have to troubleshoot the problem. But so it's very hot right now to ride in.
Yes.
And it was actually last week we had like record heat. It was way up in the 90s. So that wasn't a week I drove my truck.
I rode in it twice that week, and
it was rough. It was
bad.
rough. We were happy for the window winders. That was like the only
That's
thing that
the
saved
only
us.
thing that helped us.
Right. It has a great heater in it, so in the winter it heats great. But
Pretty
so I need to do a video soon about that and kind of actually go through everything that I did with it, and then maybe show it.
And we need to do a video too about the watercolor. I was looking this morning.
Yes, I've not forgot
was like
about that.
5 months ago that we did that first video. I can't believe time got away. But we still want to try our hand at the watercolor, the awesome watercolor kit that our friend sent us. So
Yes, and
still
right
need
now,
to do that.
I don't know if she's back yet, but she's been traveling abroad. I know
Oh,
she was in
wow.
Japan last, so that's
Wow.
pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Pretty neat. So you have to keep her, think about her. I hope she has safe
Yeah,
travels while she's
traveling.
traveling and gets back and all of that kind of thing.
That's pretty much.
It. It seems like there was, we talked about the pumpkins, I talked about the truck. It seems like there was something fall related.
Fall.
I'm not sure, other than I'm done with the heat.
I know.
I'm really ready for,
Austin is
Another
super
season.
ready. Austin and Dad. Oh, we were going to talk about Dad and his retirement and how we feel about that.
maybe that's what it was, yeah. I was because thinking about the oncoming season.
Yeah, so our dad now is retired, and so he's home all the time. Actually, speaking of Dad, I see him on the porch right now.
I don't know what he's doing out there.
But that's been awesome. I mean, it's amazing. It's really cool when, you know, he would sometimes be home for like holidays, Labor Day, whatever. When I would come over here to help Mom, you know, during the week when he was here, and I always like looked really forward to that, and it just made the day, I don't know, different and really fun somehow. Not that I don't have fun with my mom, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. And now he's just here every day. And I'm here, honestly, most days, even when I'm not helping her, because we're doing videos or
Right, other things.
when I can, I try to make soap or seeing Granny or whatever. So that's been really cool having him here all the time.
I think for me, it's like a blast from the past. It makes me feel like we're kids,
Yeah.
because that would have been the last time that we would have all been here together, like on the weekends or the holidays or, you know, spring break or something like that. But,
Yeah,
so I think that that's really been fun. It's like my rain.
I know. We better wrap
been
this up 'cause
enjoyable.
that looked like rain.
So lots of things happening, lots of different things going on right now. But like we've said before and we'll say again, God can do all things. And He will work things out and He will fix things. And I think the very best piece of news and the very best piece of information as somebody who is saved and born again is no matter what you do, God still uses that to work good.
Absolutely.
And that works for everybody. That goes for everybody who does whatever you do or whatever you don't do. God still, if you have an earnest heart and you believe in God, He still works things out in your best benefit because He's merciful and because He's loving. So you got to keep that in mind, whatever it is I go through, whatever it is you go through, whatever it is anybody goes through, because everybody goes through something. That
That's right.
if you've got your heart with Christ and you're making a concerted effort, then He's going to help you.
Absolutely. And y'all keep praying for us, and we'll keep praying for you. And when we've said in several videos before, but drop comments for specific prayer requests. You know, we try to get as many comments answered and at least liked, you know, to where you know, we do read them, as many as we can. So I think that's it. I think we'll go in before
For the
starts
rain.
to rain.
We've had a lot of rain lately, and I really thought today we might get out of it, but it's actually that hurricane might bring some rain, which that's something I know we have a lot of viewers in Florida, and I'm praying for you because
Absolutely.
I understand the
Absolutely.
hurricane made landfall today.
Absolutely.
And I know Pastor Lon, we're worried about you. You're kind of in the path of the hurricane. Some other folks in South Carolina, Wilmington, lower coast of North Carolina. So we're the people
thinking-
in the path of the storm. You're in our prayers.
Absolutely.
And maybe someone can drop a comment below and tell me, I was pronouncing it Hurricane Idalia. Is that wrong?
Idalia.
But Idalia. When I very
Idalia.
first saw that word, that's how I pronounced it. But that's not what I heard the people say on the Weather Channel.
Yeah, leave us a comment about that.
Idalia, I think, is what I heard them say. But I've said Idalia. So you'll have to let me know if
Idalia.
that's just
That's
totally
right or
wrong.
not.
And I'm the only one that thought that. So anyway, okay.
Sign off.
Signing off.
God bless you.
God keep you.
We'll see you on the next video.
Bye. Bye.